All right, Shalom. I want to begin by giving all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakwadash. All right, double honors to our beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect, and Shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. It's your brother Itazawan from the GMS Columbus, Ohio branch, or GMS Columbus, Ohio Church, if you rather. Coming back again with another video through the Spirit. Gonna be another quick hit, and a third installment, all right, of the GMS Columbus medicines series. And pretty much through the Spirit, I had tackled, I believe, 4. We have peppermint, ginkgo, which is one tea I like to do in combination, and another I like to do is ginger. What did I do? Ginger, I believe dandelion root, and I think that's it. And I had 2 other ingredients I like in this particular tea: ginger, dandelion root, cayenne, and cinnamon. All right. Now I'm gonna tap into both real quick. But I had today I just did the ginger, dandelion root, and cinnamon. All right. And like I said, usually I add a dash of cayenne as well, which let me just look up benefits of cayenne. All right. What's it? Cayenne. Yeah. As well. And we're going to tackle them both. All right. But let's begin with the cinnamon, So today we have the benefits of cinnamon. Okay. It says cinnamon offers significant health benefits primarily through its high antioxidant content, which reduces inflammation and fights oxidative stress. It is known to help manage blood sugar levels, of improving insulin sensitivity, supporting heart health by lowering cholesterol and triglycerides, and providing antimicrobial properties. Key health benefits of cinnamon include blood sugar regulation. And just to note, when I add my cinnamon, I do cinnamon sticks in particular, the actual bark, that rolls up, okay, from the tree, Now, you got, ground cinnamon, things of that nature, but I like to use the stick, okay? It says blood sugar regulation. Cinnamon can mimic insulin and increase glucose uptake by cells, which helps manage type 2 diabetes and lower blood sugar. Right, so you guys or you brothers, out there who may have, diabetes infirmities, or like myself, diabetes runs very, very high, on my father's side. Okay, a lot of individuals have diabetes. My father had diabetes, his mother, so on and so forth, all had diabetes. All right. So, this is a beneficial, herb, if you will, or in this case, a bark, all right, to help with that particular infirmity. Bullet point 2, it says heart health. It can reduce total cholesterol, bad LDL cholesterol, and triglycerides, while potentially aiding in lowering blood pressure. Bullet point 3, it says high antioxidants. Cinnamon is rich in phenols and cinnamaldehyde, which combat free radicals, reduce inflammation, and may protect against chronic disease. Beautiful. Anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial. It has been found to inhibit the growth of bacteria and fungi, and it may possess antiviral properties. Neurological protection. Some studies suggest it can inhibit and build up of proteins in association with Alzheimer's disease and protect neurons. Digestive health. It may help relieve gut discomfort. Types of cinnamon. Cassia, common, intense flavor, high in coumarin, a compound that can reduce liver issues in high doses. Siloin, true cinnamon, milder, sweeter, and contains much lower levels of coumarin, making it safer for frequent consumption. All right, beautiful. Now, another thing that cinnamon is used for, out of this written in the scriptures, is for smells and fragrance. All right, through the spirit, I was meditating on that, and real quick, this is Proverbs 7 and 17. I'm gonna start with 16. I'm gonna go KJV. It says, I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. See? Let's look up the word perfumed. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, believe maybe in Egypt or just any culture. I believe cinnamon was used as like a perfume, as a fragrance, And if I'm not mistaken, as almost like a soap. But I'll look it up real quick. What's this? Nawap. To move, to and fro, wave, be sprinkled. Shed abroad, shake or brandish against, right? So it's like, So for instance, say you got like I'm not sure how they would have done it in the ancient world, but maybe they use like the dust of it or something like that to that degree. Rubbing, basting, doing, sawing, waving, shake. So it may have been real fine and they, sifted or, something to that degree. All right, you could look it up on your own time. Pretty much they're spreading a fragrance. All right, but real quick, I want to look up cinnamon too in the BLB. All right, it is Quan Mawan. All right, got a Qua, Na, Quan. That's a Ma, one, that's another Na. These two are Nas, got different symbols in the Syrian. All right. Two different characters for Na. All right. So it's Quan Mawan. Quan Mawan. Quan Mawan is for cinnamon. Cinnamon is his fragrant bark used as spice, right? Also you could cook with it, cook with it. You can use it as a fragrance, and, it has medicinal properties as well, And again, that's why, in the ancient world, dealing with, how we ate, you would add these different spices, not only for taste, but, these things had beneficial properties, man. Health aiding properties, man. So here it is, you're having a good tasting meal while in the same token, Slakia, all right, you're aiding, certain, things, that could be causing your body harm. You know what I'm saying? You're putting in good nutrients, things that fight bad bacteria, like I said, cholesterol, things of that nature, all in one. So that's beautiful, man. That's what we're gonna go back to in the kingdom. See if we got anything else on it. Sweet odors, cinnamon of sweet odors. All right, so yeah, beautiful. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna look something up. How was cinnamon used as a perfume in ancient times? And we'll tap into the cayenne. In ancient times, cinnamon was one of the most precious and expensive aromatic ingredients that often valued more than gold, because it was difficult to transport from distant lands like Sri Lanka and China. It used in perfumery was primarily reserved for royalty, religious rituals, and high status funerals. Egyptian incense and perfumes. Kaifa, cinnamon was vital ingredient in kaifa, a complex sacred incense burned in Egyptian temples every evening to calm the soul and communicate with the gods. It was blend of up to 16 ingredients, including honey, wine, resins, and myrrh. Oil-based perfumes. Egyptians did not have alcohol-based perfumes. They used oil-based slaves and balm. Cinnamon was woven into these oils, such as famous Mendasian perfume, often called the Channel Number 5 of ancient Egypt, which researchers have recreated using myrrh, cinnamon, and cardamom. Right, and it's crazy because when you go into Revelation 18, it goes into all these things that will be imported into Babylon, and cinnamon is one of them, because cinnamon isn't native to America. You see? Let's go down to this third bullet point. It says biblical and sacred uses. Holy anointing oil. The Hebrew Bible describes a recipe for holy anointing oil given to Moses, which included cinnamon along with liquid myrrh, fragrant cane, and cassia. Right, and I believe that's in is that in Exodus 20? No, I know I think it's Exodus cinnamon 30. Exodus 30. I believe this is what it's referring to. It says Exodus 30:22 says, moreover, Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, take thou also unto thee principal spices of pure myrrh, 500 shekels, and of sweet cinnamon half so much, even 250 shekels, and of sweet calamus 250 shekels, and of cassia 500 shekels, and after the shekel of the sanctuary, and of oil, olive, and hin. Right, so he's making anointing oil. And thou shalt make it an oil of holy ointment, an ointment compound after the art of apothecary. It shall be an holy anointing oil. All right, beautiful. All right, so cinnamon, if you're making an oil, anointing oil, rather you cook it up, or if you put it in a mason jar, use olive oil as your base, put some cinnamon in there, frankincense, myrrh, let it sit in a dark, cabinet or something for, a few months or whatever. Let it sit for a while, good stuff, man. That'd be a great holy anointing oil, man, for your camp. All right, beautiful. So let's deal with cayenne real quick. We're going to call it that. All right, benefits of cayenne. Cayenne pepper, a type of capsicum annum. Chili contains capsaicin, the active compound responsible for its spicy heat and most of its medicinal properties similar to cinnamon. It is valued for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Metabolism and weight management. Capsaicin has thermogenic properties, meaning it slightly increases the heat of your body produces, which can boost metabolic rate and calorie burning. It may also help reduce hunger by lowering the production of ghrelin, the hunger hormone, potentially leading to lower calorie intake. Pain relief. Applied typically in creams or patches. Capsaicin dentatives local nerves by depleting substance P, a chemical that can send pain signals to the brain. This is commonly used for arthritis, sore muscles, and nerve pain like shingles or diabetic neuropathy. Right. Salaki, I said thorough. Neuropathy. All right. Yeah, kinda. And that's something I like to do whenever, you'll have a headache or something. Take some cayenne pepper, dish it, do a couple, dashes in some water and drink it. It'll help with pain. All right. It says heart health regular consumption is associated with a lower risk of heart disease. It may help lower blood pressure by relaxing blood vessels and improving circulation. Some studies also suggest it can lower bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. Digestive support. While it seems counterintuitive, cayenne may help prevent stomach ulcers by stimulating the production of protective digestive fluids. It also increases enzymes production to help break down food more effectively. Skin and immune health. This is high in vitamin A, immune function, and vitamin C, collagen production. One fresh pepper can provide a significant portion of your daily requirements. So typically, capsaicin, and I may be pronouncing that wrong, may also help reduce itching and redness association with psoriasis. All right. Then it just goes into the different, ways to use it. All right. And of course, take it in moderation, But, me personally, you could get it, even if you get it, grounded, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or like, they got capsules, all right, so on and so forth. Just how to dash to your tea every morning, whatever beverage, you take in the morning, in a herbal, in a herbal foundation, whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? Just add a dash or two to it, stir it up. Like I said, beautiful and a very tasteful combination I like to do is, again, ginger, dandelion root, cinnamon, and cayenne. It tastes great. Tastes great. Little kick from the cayenne, upticks it a little bit, but it's good stuff. Good stuff. But okay, that's it. Through the Spirit, it's the third installment of GMS Columbus Medicines, hosted by your beloved brother Itazawam. All right. That gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chakwadash, Shalom.